But his voice on paper is very characteristic and caricaturish. He developed a caricaturish persona to mask his very serious, considered, circumspect thought, cold thought about how things are in the world. So he sort of affected this kind of loony guy with tall tales, so that you'd be distracted and he could control the direction of the conversation.
And what did that sound like as you were hearing it in your mind's ear?
Well, let me give you a taste.
Yeah, as an actor, how did you?
Well, I have a solo show, I'll say, in which I did before I published the book, because I had to do something with this material. I'd worked on it for a couple of years, and it was just aching to appear in some form. So I made a little show about it, omitting the sensitive political stuff, and using just the stuff that could serve to show the loggerheads that he and I were at. Me looking for answers in vain, and he, I think, being more interested in the process than he let on, and also wanting to have his work appear somehow after he died.
Right.
So that all that work wouldn't have just gone down the waste paper basket.
Yeah, there's a curious paradox here. Working in secrecy for a government agency, the CIA.
Which he was very serious about.
Which was very serious.
Hated whistleblowers. So he's deeply in conflict with himself about that.
Right. And yet having to be committed to it, really also wondering how it's going to play and resonate in history.
Yeah.
So, interesting paradox.
So he gave me everything.
Yeah.
And his voice, when he talks, sounds like... So this is a bit of a monologue from the show. Let me think if I can get it. He's talking about the First World War, how he read the First World War when he was 8, in this huge encyclopedia of the London Times. History of the Great War. It was all right there. Von Kluck. K-L-U-C-K. Von Kluck. What a name, huh? And the Battle of the Marne, so-called. And that was my first introduction to military history. I think I was about 8. I would read it in Connecticut. We had a little wooden house at the end of a dirt road in Connecticut. And there was this chain, this great long chain over the dining room table. And every Sunday, we had chicken every Sunday, we would put a wishbone in one of the links of the chain. And after 20 years, it looked like some dinosaur had died. Civilized man. And we think the dinosaur is a funny creature who didn't make it. Well, he was here for 180 million years. What are we, 50,000 at the most? We're in our terrible twos. And there's no nanny around to tell us, no, don't put that, yes, the bomb, put it down. And don't disembowel your little brother. What do you think this is? Whack! Hopeless! And then we've got all these very modern people running around telling us how to figure it out, how to see what's going on up here. Well, it's such utter nonsense. I mean, there's no way we can ever get outside ourselves to see what's going on inside ourselves. Yeah, and there's another thing that's always bothered me, this instinctive agreement with John Donne. You know, his lovely poem, No Man is an Island. Well, every man is an island. We're all inside a cage, looking out through the bars of the cage. And we see the eyes looking out through the bars of the cage across from us. And that's about as close as we can get. islands are connected under the water. No, what's that? People are connected. I'm asking about what connection did you have with your father?